everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on What If the Fantastic Four battled Doctor Doom before they got their powers. Now, as you know, What If tells a certain what if tale, like what if Thor became a warlord, or what if Iron Man became the next Captain America. This one is meant to be more telling what the Fantastic Four would have done and battle Doom before they gain their powers. And the story starts off with Watcher giving the introduction to what he does and pointing out how in the main Marvel timeline the Fantastic Four have battled Doctor Doom. In the main Marvel reality, Doctor Doom was able to kind of find a way to go into the mystical world, the underworld, to save his mum, but because of an accident with the equipment, ends up getting himself blown up, and because of what happened, the principal says, "Von Doom, I am expelling you from this school before you cause harm to yourself or to us," and journeyed to Tibet, where he ended up becoming Doctor Doom. Here, the principal is a bit more kinder. Doctor Doom graduates, but still blames Reed and that, and plans to get his revenge. And of course, this is where we see the Fantastic Four battling Doctor Doom before they gain their powers, with a younger Reed, Susan, and Johnny, who sees Reed's invention. And we also do see how Reed introduces them to the equipment, which Susan as well as Johnny's aunt isn't happy, and of course Reed shuts it down and puts it away before any problems. And we do see how Sue is a bit more smitten by Reed, and of course we see how Sue and Johnny's aunt says, "Reed, there's an old classmate of yours here to see you. It's Ben, here already, and see that it's Doctor Doom." And we see how Von Doom is a bit more ruder, arrogant, and selfish. And we see how basically Ben shows up to introduce to Doom. And of course, we see how Reed suggests to her to give Doom a spare room, which Reed has to kind of keep a close eye on him. And of course, this is also where we do see Ben and Reed talking, which Reed is a bit nervous about Doom's behaviour and actions, knowing what he's capable of. And of course, we do see how later on, at the kind of jazz club, Reed's talking about building a spaceship that will travel into space further and still has some of the tech he needs to sort out. We see how Reed activates the device, which sets off the equipment. We see how Sue's aunt and her end up getting knocked out by sleeping gas and quickly leaves. And of course, we see how Johnny alerts Ben and Reed. They find out that Doom has stolen the equipment, so they have to figure out what to do. And we see how Doom is planning to use Reed's device to save his mum. And of course, we see how Reed gets the idea about using the flying device and needs a strong signal. So, after getting the advice from Ben, we see how Ben and Johnny were able to take down a security guard and use the broadcasting system to make a giant satellite needle. And we see how Doom's plan to activate the device, and we see later on they able to find out where they are and head on inside, with them getting trapped, and Doom pretty much showing off the device and what he's planned to do. And of course, we do see how he plans to use it, but first you can tell that yeah, Sue and Johnny do feel bad for Doom, and we see how they're able to kind of stop Doctor Doom's Doombots, as well as Ben saying, "Yeah, stepping on my line, what I was going to say. It's clobbering time! My hand!" And of course, we see how the team get ready to take them on, and we see how Johnny lures a whole army of Doombots out of the window, And we see how Ben and Reed manage to take down what remains. And of course, just as all seem surrounded, we see how Reed manages to get Ben to shut down the Doombots with little to no effort. And we see Doom saying, "It matters not. My intentions is complete." And activates the device, which he sees his mum in the gateway of hell. And of course, something goes wrong. And we see how Reed figures out that the gateway to hell's energy is too strong, and they need to try and shut it down quickly. But of course, after finding the sort of satanic circle, they get on it to try and shut it down, and decides to use the device that Johnny gave that Reed gave him to help go into the device and cancel off the energy and sealing the gateway. And we see Dr. Doom saying, "What? No, the warp, it's closing!" And we see how Dr. Doom tries to kill Reed, but Ben stops him, and we see how Boris says, "You struck the master, huh? You want some too, huh? No, just make an observation." And just as we see that, by Reed's help, able to help Victor Von Doom get him back to his mother, as well, all seems fine, but being reminded of his failures, as well as being humiliated, turned him back to Doctor Doom. And we see that eventually the Fantastic Four will come and battle their adversary Doom. And this is the story. So I think this issue is pretty good. I could see this for a revamp origin of the Fantastic Four, and keep in mind that Marvel can use newer ideas if given to the right people, like Ultimate Fantastic Four, which did fix things after Marvel started to become stale. So I think this issue deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.